I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey.
That's all I got.
Hey,
I can't really dance.
Welcome to 90 Day Fiance, you guys. We are deep diving into 90 Day Fiance the other way. This is season 2. I am Ashley Bowden here with my wonderful panel. We have Linda Antwi, who has the tea every week.
Yes.
And we have Sana. She will be in the live chat engaging with all of you guys. So make sure you comment and like you do all the time. And we have Emily May, who is in charge of our special segment for the show. So
hi.
Yes, you guys, we're about this new season of 90 Day Fiance the other way. I want to ask you guys, we have a ton of couples to cover, but before we dive into them, what did you guys think overall about the episodes? We are covering episodes 1 through 3, basically. What did you guys think about where we are at this point on 90 Day Fiance the other way, season 2?
Wow. I will say I'm glad we do have a Black woman on this cast too, and I'm happy that she's on here and she's able to tell her journey of everything. I think I really want to check out her music and her rap career because it looks lit the way she described it this season, so I would love to hear it. I think this season is going to be jam-packed though with so much drama. I think it's going to be even better than season 1, and that's me speaking early.
Ooh, okay.
I loved so I'm getting back into the 90 Day Fiance world. It's been a while, but I've always loved the show. And so watching this, I love this branch of the brand because you get to see all of these other worlds that you wouldn't necessarily get to see. And you have such a diverse cast and a diverse couples. And I love that. And I love how they're pairing people up and you're seeing how they're falling in love and trying to manage family life and the expectations family members have versus you trying to be a couple. So I'm really enjoying I think there is going to be some drama. We've already seen it happen and it's going to just get even crazier when, they're moving away from their home.
Yes. Linda, what were your overall thoughts?
I'm excited for the season. I like the diversity I'm seeing. I know that we had Stephanie and Erica as the first same-sex couple, but you guys already know my thoughts on that. So I am claiming Kenneth and Armando as the first real same-sex couple. So I'm excited to see their journey as well. And this whole Jenny and Sumit thing, Jenny has a little special place in my heart. I just feel like she is the David of the other way. She's the Yolanda of the other way. So I'm excited about that. And like Sana, I'm excited about Brittany. I think having a young Black girl that we can all relate to will be interesting because, she's an influencer and she's a model and she's
rapper.
What she does something else, marketing. She does
a rapper.
Everything.
She's a rapper, which is kind of like our generation. We do a little bit of everything. So I'm interested to see where that lays. And then Ariella, interesting because I got a lot of thoughts about her already.
So
yeah,
okay,
good.
Yeah, you guys, I think that this is going to be a jam-packed season. I think we have a lot of diversity, definitely some unique characters on this cast, and I'm excited to deep dive into them. So let's get right into it. We will start with Brittany and Yazan. Brittany is 26 from Florida, and Yazan is from Jordan. So as we know, Brittany is a model. She was previously married. That's a big secret at this point. Yazan actually proposed to Brittany during her first visit to Jordan. Yazan is Muslim. He is expecting Brittany to convert. So I want to ask you guys, what do you think about this couple? Do you think that this dynamic is going to work? Because obviously there's some fundamental differences between the two. Brittany is not interested in converting to Islam at all. He really wants her to do that. The family wants him to marry a relative. So it's a little crazy, but what do you guys think is going to happen with this couple?
I don't know. I don't want to be a negative Nancy per se, but I don't really see it lasting that long, especially if you say you're not going to convert to Islam and the part that's disappointing to me is that she's not really as open as like even learning about the culture and like even learning about his side of things. Because let me tell you, you're not wearing all of your rapper outfits, girl, in his country. Like, that's not a thing. They don't do that. So I always say, like I said before, when you date someone of a different nationality than you, a different race than you have to put yourself and indulge yourself in their culture too. You don't have to appropriate it, but like you have to know about it and be willing to. And with her not wanting to, that gave me the side eye on her. And I was really rooting for her.
Yeah, I mean, she has such like Brittany has such a great personality, and like she shines. But like when you like you said, like when you're dating someone, you're gonna have to like understand, at least respect, their family and where they're coming from, especially if you're gonna marry them. So finding like common ground, and there are fundamental differences, and those fundamental differences can get in the way, and so it's like they have to find some common ground in the middle. Maybe there's a compromise somewhere where they figure something out. But I feel like it's going to be a tricky situation to kind of navigate.
Yeah. Linda?
I don't know. Is it too early to spill some tea? I don't know. I think that they're going to have a lot of issues for sure. I think that they are too different. And I think that Brittany is really trying to focus on her career. And I don't think moving to Jordan, she's going to be able to be the influencer, rapper, model that she wants to be. And fun fact, I was trying to look it up. She actually does convert to Islam. So spoiler alert.
Oh, spoils.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
She was talking
That's a big step.
She was bumping all of those guns.
Yeah, I found a post online and I'm looking for it. That's what I was bending over here looking for. But she talks about, Allah has us covered, et cetera, et cetera. So when I find it, I'll let you guys know for sure.
Okay, yeah, because I was wondering how it was going to work. Like Sanaa said, she can't wear her crop tops. She can't wear, all the hot outfits that she's used to wearing in Florida. In fact, Yazan was like, you're going to have to wear hijab and abaya when you get over here. Period.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering now, do you guys think that how do you think his family, is going to accept her, knowing that she's not a relative? She's not even, she's completely different than their culture and what they were expecting. Do you think that she's going to encounter some, I guess, pushback from the family? And do you think that that's going to be a deciding factor in if this couple actually lasts?
Well, absolutely, because she's not even divorced yet. So, we've seen this with Rebecca, where she was still married and she was trying to be with and stay. The part with, I think that the family's going to have a problem with Brittany because she's not married. I mean, she's not divorced yet. She's married. So that's going to be disrespectful in the Muslim religion. Like, she can't just go over there and think that she's going to live with Yazan unwed. And she can't even wed if she's still married. So I think it's going to be a major problem for the family.
Yeah, I'm wondering how, I feel like Brittany might be a little spoiled, because here's why I'm saying that. Because for her to think that she can hold this secret for so long and go over there and things just kind of go her way, I just think that she's used to getting her own way and like, oh, this is not a big deal. And it was just interesting when she had that conversation with her attorney, and her attorney was just explaining to her like, hey, you might want to say something now prior to, leaving, because it's going to create a big issue once you get over there. So it just kind of made me wonder, like, she's probably used to being her dad's baby, her dad's baby girl, and kind of just getting what she wants. So I think this will be if anything, a good wake-up call for her, and a good opportunity for her to grow up just a little bit and be responsible.
I was gonna say it's like it's gonna be a huge learning process for her. And she is gonna have to grow, because she's 26 years old. So like she has to grow into herself and find out what she wants. And then also, like, if she is gonna go into this marriage, like you have to like grow together too and find those common threads. So it's gonna be interesting what unfolds.
Agree.
Got it. T Jettis in the chat said Brittany better fall back and become a Muslim wife, because there is nothing but converting, and sometimes even that's not enough. So take it from experience. So that's a
wow.
Also, obviously, we have some experts in the live chat. They've been through it. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna, I'm glad she did convert, because I didn't think she was gonna be able to get through that at all without doing it. All right, let's move on to our next couple, you guys. Let's move on to Jenny and Sumit. Now, we remember them from season 1. Jenny is now back at home with her daughter, and she's living on her daughter's couch, basically. She has no job, no furniture, no car. Now that she's back, home, and things didn't quite work out the first time in India, Sumit is now telling her that, he's getting a divorce. He had to pay the father-in-law $1,000 to get the divorce, which I thought was hilarious, by the way. But he's saying that he's learned his lesson the first time from lying. Do you guys think that Sumit is being honest about this divorce? Do you think he's actually going to move forward with this divorce, and he's being 100% transparent with Jenny this time around?
no.
Linda, was that a joke?
We're like, no.
I'm sorry.
I said, was that a joke to you?
1000%. It was a joke.
Right.
You know you're wrong when your friends are thinking you're lying to their face. You know you're wrong. You know you're known as a liar when your friends are like, to your face, I think you're lying.
Yeah. Yep. When your friends call you out,
as a liar, then
facts. Because I was like, damn, your friends don't even believe you. He really is the Lion King. You guys that watched us last season on The Other Way. Sumit's nickname, I call Sumit the Lion King, because he's a good lie teller. It catches up with him, but he's a professional at it. So now, what were your thoughts on Sumit and him saying that he's turned over a new leaf? He's living a new life as a truth teller. What did you think?
It's not it. It's not the truth. It's not it. And at this point, Jenny is she's in the sunken place with it, because I just don't understand. Okay, you're on your daughter's couch. Her daughter and her partner are fed up. They are done. This is ridiculous. I think they are in the same boat as Yolanda's daughter, how she's fed up. I think they're on the same level of being fed up with this, because this doesn't make any sense. Jenny has given up all her life savings. She doesn't have no money. She doesn't have a place to lay her head for real, like you're laying on the couch. It's just so many wrongs to this. But I will say this, you guys might bite my head off, but Sumit did go and tell his brother, like, look, don't come for me, because I'm trying to do the best I can with this whole situation, because he told him, did you have my back with mom and dad? No. And he really put the pressure to him, and he kind of felt salty after, because he really wasn't helping. So that's the good part about Sumit. But other than that, I'm not the biggest fan. I think he's still going to be married.
Yeah, no, I got it. But the thing about it with him kind of pressing his brother, your brother's not the decision maker in the family. So that wasn't really impressive to me. I want you to press your parents like that, obviously in a respectful way, but stand up to your parents about your relationship with Jenny. We saw that Jenny kind of put her foot down. and said, hey, I want to talk to your parents on video chat right now. And I want to hear them say that they're okay with me coming back to India. The parents weren't interested in speaking to Jenny. So go ahead, Linda.
He didn't go, you guys don't be fooled. He did not go and say, hey, Jenny, who you guys hate and don't want me to be with, wants to talk to you on video. He went, took a bathroom break, and came back and said, they said no.
Yeah, he didn't get to talk to him.
Guys, come on. You know that is true.
No,
I pants on fire.
He was pacing the hallway like, what am I going to tell this girl?
Yeah.
Listen, he took a bathroom break and came back and said, yeah, they said no. I want to tell you something. They don't know that she's coming back. If you really watch this episode, they don't know that he's actually going to move and live with her and that she's coming back. They don't know yet.
And I think that was kind of, I guess, preface when the friend or predicted kind of when the friend said, wait a second, your dad is helping you pay the $20,000 fee back to your your father-in-law, but he doesn't agree with you being with Jenny. I'm not buying this. So I think you're absolutely right about that, Linda.
It's because he didn't pay the $20,000. He's paid zero. He's paid $0.00, and that's why he got all defensive when they're like, "What? Your family's doing what?" And he's like, "Well, because they love me." Stop it.
So you don't think they paid the $10,000?
No.
Girl, no. That's why when Christina and Jen were like, well, have you seen the divorce papers? And Jenny was like, oh no, the lawyers have it. And I was like, oh, so we're already with the excuses? If you haven't seen the divorce papers, you should not be getting any type of plane and cashing out your Social Security when you're gonna have stop it.
And she really tried it when her daughter said, okay, but have you seen the divorce papers? Did you guys catch how she said, no, I haven't.
There's so many red flags. Red flags.
Exactly. And when she tried to come up with that lie, that's when they looked at her like, you better not lie. And that's when she said, actually, no, I haven't seen them. Not yet. And I'm just like, how have you not seen these documents? And to be honest, she needs to get them verified because he probably is going to make up some fake ones off of like Word or whatever typing stuff they have, whatever software they use. And he's going to type up some fake documents. So she needs to really, I wouldn't put it past them. And I feel, Linda's going to tear my head off for this. But 5% and actually really 20% of me feels bad for Sumit because it's like I
love how it went from 5 to 20. You're like 5 to 20.
20% of me feels bad because he didn't want to get married. He didn't want this life.
Yeah.
It's an arranged marriage, his first one, right? So it's part of like his life. So he knew that was what he had to go, like the road he was going to go down. And now he wants to get out of it.
But he didn't mean to. Like, he didn't mean this. This is not what he meant to do.
So he didn't mean to go on Facebook with someone's totally different body and face and catfish Jenny originally. He didn't mean to do that, right? So he also didn't mean to get married for 2.5 years and not tell her. He didn't mean to do that either, right? And then, what?
Okay, 7%.
Now it's down to
7%. Went down a little bit.
He tells big lies. He tells big lies.
So what I don't understand though is how Jenny can still be okay with everything. Like all of these things leading up, it frustrates me because I'm like, how can you guys make sure it's okay?
Jenny has to be okay with it. Remember, Jenny has cashed out her 401k. She had $5,000-$6,000 in savings. She's down to $2,000. So she has to be okay. She has to make sense of this in her mind, or she'll probably go crazy and want to smack Sumit. I mean,
in the chat they're going crazy.
What's the live? Yeah, what's the live chat saying?
Yeah, the live chat I'm sure is
they're cutting up.
So T Jettis, let me know if I'm saying your name right or wrong, T Jettis, but Linda, they love you. They said, see, Linda preaches the truth at all times. She's the friend women need. And then also S Mercy 0918 said he is a liar and now he got her lying. And then
To herself.
and then Raydella Lewis says Sumit has been a liar from the very beginning.
Day one.
Day one.
You know, just part of me just feels that, he didn't need to go online and find a Google image. All of that stuff I do not condone, but part of him just wants a little love. And even though she's older than his mom and he needs to understand he won't be having kids with her, it's a big commitment.
Okay. All right, you guys, let's move on to our next couple. We have Kenneth, who is 37. This is a new couple. And he is from St. Petersburg, Florida. And Armando, who is 31, from San Felipe, Mexico. This couple, this is, like Linda said, I would say this is our first actual homosexual couple on 90 Day Fiance. I wouldn't necessarily count Erica and Stephanie because there was some controversy there. So I would say this is the first solid situation that we're seeing. Armando, like I said, is 31. He owns a pet shop. He has a 6-year-old daughter from a previous marriage. He previously came out to his family, but they were not accepting of him at all. And Kenneth, who is 57, like I said, has 4 adult children. He actually has triplets, which I thought was super cool. And he seems like a solid family man. Like, he's so closely knitted with his family. I think the biggest challenge on his part is going to be, separating from them. And the biggest challenge on Armando's part is, explaining to his parents, because we saw him explain to his sister, that Kenny is moving down to Mexico and they're going to move 4 or 5 hours away from where the family currently lives. You guys, do you think that once Kenneth gets to Mexico, do you think that Armando's actually going to go through with telling his family, and his parents rather, that he's moving away with Kenny and his daughter?
Absolutely. I think he's going to actually tell them before he gets there. I think he's committed to this. We know that they've been together for 3 years plus. And I think that he's going to come clean and he's going to have that difficult conversation with his parents for sure. I'm a believer.
Yeah, I see it too. I feel like he's not the type of person to like spring it on them and like wait to the last second to say, okay, bye, I'm moving away. I think it is going to be like, they're going to plan it out together. They're going to figure it out. And I really love them as a couple. I think they're really great. And I can't believe that Kenneth is 57. Can I say that?
He looks like fire.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, he's drinking like, age defying, something.
Yeah.
We'll have to find out what he's doing.
And has 4 kids. Like, as a single dad. Come on now. His skin is glowing.
I know. It's incredible.
Down the hair.
We need his beauty regimen.
For real.
Yeah.
I think his kids.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna make it. It was heartbreaking, like hearing his story about like how, the things he's went through and wanting to just go and just die and get, eaten a lot. Like, just the stories he was telling about like just death and because of what he has to go through in his country. And that was just really heartbreaking. It also shows, America does have a lot of problems. We have a lot of problems and we're still going through a lot of problems even to this day. But to know that in some countries it's even worse or like very strict, the laws are very strict and everything there, it just shows like, okay, this is really going on everywhere. And even with them, I really hope they last. I really hope he's able to be transparent, tells his parents and everything. Now, I do think they're going to have an issue with him bringing his daughter. I do think they probably will be like, they don't want to like, be far away from the daughter. And, she's a young age. Like, I think she's like, what, 4 or 5? Like, she's really young still. So I think that's what's going to be like the conflict in it is when it comes to the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Emily.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I feel like the hardest part is going to be telling Kenneth's family as well. Like, hey, we're moving away. Like, because they are so close and they have such a tight knit like relationship that it is going to be a big emotional step for them.
Mm-hmm. I think I liked one thing that Armando said, and I think that this was very telling about his personality and his character and the kind of person he is. And when he said this, I was like, okay, I think we're dealing with a solid character here. He said, it's important for me to tell my family that I'm moving away with Kenny because he's given up everything to come here to be with me. So he was basically saying that's the least I can do. So to me, that tells me that he's conscious and he's not a selfish person and he understands, what Kenny is giving up to come and to be with him and the sacrifice that he's taking or making to be with him and, basically uprooting his life. Now, his daughter, Kenny's daughter, Kenny's daughter has a problem with him actually moving away and going. She feels like he's abandoning her and his grandson. What do you guys think that she's going to create an issue between Kenny and Armando down the road? Because I kind of sense that like that there might be some contention there.
Yeah, I could see that because, he loves them. And also, she knows like they're his world. Like he went through a whole process to have them and he loves them. He wants to have a family. Like having a family is what, he cherishes the most. Now, with that being said, I do see that possibly he might get a little I guess you could say homesick, or like he's gonna feel the distance.
The separation. Yeah.
Yes. And I feel like they're gonna probably try to do the switcheroo and try to have him probably come to the US now. So then he can come and live there. So then they'll be on the 90-day fiance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you think, Linda?
Linda's laughing.
I think that, what I love about this too is that one of the great things about the other way is that you see how it is in other people's cultures. And I know that in a lot of majority of Hispanic cultures, family is everything. And so when you say you see like maybe the sister's going to have a problem with it, I think that she's going to have a big problem with it because most families, they stick together. And if you're like the single only male child, you're going to live with your family like he did in the back house, and the whole family eats together. They all live together, all of that stuff. So I think that the family's going to have a bit of a shock for him moving so far away because from my understanding and from my experience and from the people that I know, that culture is really, really tight and family comes first. So I think
I agree. I think that just to piggyback off of what something Sanaa said, I think when I was watching it, I was saying the family is going to have such a huge issue with him taking his daughter with them because I feel like since her mother has passed, the grandma and the sister, has kind of stepped into that maternal role for the daughter. So, that's going to be a big issue for them. So I think that they might face some pushback from the family regarding that. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens with that. Yeah. Emily, did you have anything?
No, I'm trying to think that like, I'm going to try to be a little bit optimistic and say that there might be some problems in the beginning, but maybe there's some pleasant surprise where like the two families do come together because both are very family oriented. Like both really care about their family units. Yeah. And that's a major thread they have in common. So if they bring that together, then they could be one big happy family, even though they're a little bit further away. I think they can make it work.
I agree with you. And I think that this is the a first couple in a long time that I actually think they really want to be together. Like they really are trying to make something work and it's not for publicity. It's not for the 90-day cred. It's actually to be together. Like I agree with Emily 100%. I think they're both family oriented, but most importantly, it's refreshing to me that they actually want to be together.
Yeah, I could see that too. It felt very authentic watching them. Very authentic. But I also thought that about Ash and Avery.
Yeah, I mean, I've been duped over and over again, but I'm gonna keep on for this one and be like, you know what? This is the one. This is the couple.
Yeah.
We're rooting for them.
Right. So let's move on to a fan favorite couple, Deavan and Jihoon. They're back from season 1 of The Other Way. Deavan was quarantined in South Korea, but as we remember from season 1, she moved to South Korea with her daughter Drusilla and the young baby that they have. They struggled there living with Jihoon's family. It wasn't the ideal situation, so she hightailed it back home. And Jihoon, basically with the expectation that Jihoon would get himself together, and he has yet to do that. We're trying to figure out his financial situation. He's trying to figure it out. Devin's trying to figure it out. Nobody knows what's really going on with Jihoon's finances. What do you guys overall think is going on with Jihoon? Is he being upfront and honest about his finances? Do you think he really wants to be a family man, or do you think he's in over his head at this point?
He doesn't even know how much his job pays. So I don't who okay, let me just say this much. I don't understand, okay, she gets pregnant. I have my own thoughts on that, but we're here now. The baby is here. And he doesn't have a job. He was stealing phones. He was stealing iPhones in the beginning. Remember, she called him out, told him, you need to get a place. I'm not staying in your mom and dad's place. It's super small. I have a baby. I have a toddler. It's not going to work. She warned you. So she went back to the States. You still, when she FaceTimes you, you don't know what Tile. That's it, Tile.
Right.
Let me know if Tile is hiring, because you get $7,000 a month on Tile. So it's just you don't know how much it is. Then you say serving, and you still get around $7,000 on serving. Which restaurant is this? And then on top of it, everything is closed because it's quarantine. So he just frustrates me because I don't think he takes it serious, and all he wants to say is baby and smile and money, and trying to make her calm down. Like, sir, she's moving here. I personally think she shouldn't even do the move. I think she needs to stay in the US, you have to IRS him, okay? You need to see some check stubs. You need to see a selfie of him at work with the work uniform, with the manager to prove that you work there, not just
some
that
collateral.
I need the manager. I need to see an apartment lease with your name on it. I want to see the leasing agent, and you take a selfie with him, and you're actually doing it, and him giving you the keys. I need to see receipts that you're buying stuff for the baby. So I need some clothes. I need all of this. I need some receipts before we just pick up and move for a month. And then you gotta cut. That's too much. It's too much. Call me, Deavan, if you want to help get some receipts.
I feel like you need to start like a spreadsheet. You got it all mapped out. You're all ready.
Okay.
You're gonna
She
organize
needs to come up with a
her.
PowerPoint.
Well, remember he was saying that when Deavan initially said, how much are you making from the tile job? He said like 4,000. And she said that wasn't enough. And then she said, aren't you doing deliveries or something like that? And he said, yeah, I make an additional 3,000. So I think he was saying in combination, he's bringing home about 7,000. But he didn't seem confident in that number at all. I think he was just saying whatever he needed to in that moment to shut her up.
I mean,
But
I know
he-
I know they're like struggling with like language barriers and trying to understand next steps and figure things out. But I feel you're so right. We're like, you need to have a plan before you get on a plane and like move your kids over into another country. You need to have all that set. And I feel like it's like you have to think about your kids at this point, like, and put yourself to the side and say, what's best for my kids? And
Right.
you have to have security. And so I did appreciate that she got an apartment set, like she got one for herself and was like, okay, I have it just in case. But she's even doubting herself and doubting the situation. And if if she has like a 1% doubt, she should not be doing it.
He doesn't even have a job. He lied.
Right.
Yeah.
He lied.
I know.
What type of tile do you put down? Ask him that. What type of tile do you put down? What kind of
Linda,
tile?
what do you think? Do you think this is like a rerun from season 1? Because I feel like this is the same storyline between Jihoon and Deavan. It was his money situation. He couldn't get it together. What do you think?
Listen, Jihoon is Sumit 2.0. He's just a younger version of him. He's a liar and a liar and a liar. And you want to know why he doesn't know how much he's making? It's because he doesn't have a job. And we are going to find out next episode that he didn't ever have a job. He didn't look for a job. He doesn't have a place. He just lies. He lies and lies and lies because he doesn't want to have the discussion with Deavan about actually being responsible. And I think it's crazy. I think that what's going to happen is that she's going to end up supporting them 1,000%. As you see with the little clips and her modeling and all of that stuff. But he's not interested. I mean, he's 29 years old. He's not 22, guys. He's not 23. He's 29 years old with no job, with no place to live. And he's supposed to take care of 4 people.
It's
I got the feeling that he was just in over his head.
Yeah, it's past the point of no return with him. I feel like
Listen,
if you're at that point.
You better, that saying, you better or get off the pot. That's it.
All right, you guys, let's move on to our last couple. We have Ariella, who is 27 from Princeton, New Jersey, with her guy. His name, and I'm going to make sure I get it right, you guys, is Binyam. Correct me if I'm wrong. He is from Ethiopia. She's pregnant. She got pregnant very quickly by him. She decided to move to Ethiopia to have her baby there with him because it was going to be too difficult to have him come to the States. She works with her dad in his cardiologist office. I'm nervous for her because I don't know, and I don't want to get dragged for this. I don't know how safe it is for her to have a baby there in Ethiopia. And her mom is nervous. Her family is nervous. We saw them have that round table at dinner. What do you guys think? Do you think she's going to actually go through with all of this? Do you think this is going to be a successful relationship? What are your thoughts? Linda, I see your face. You look real irritated with them.
Because I'm not irritated. Okay. Which part am I answering? So I think that this relationship already has red flags. I feel like it's weird that we didn't really get to spend time and meet him and see how he moves around, which I thought was weird. I think that they're not addressing the serious differences between the two of them. And when what did the dad say? Why can't you have found just a nice Jewish boy from Brooklyn instead of an Ethiopian? That spoke volumes to me and on the underlying message what he was saying. So I think that that's an issue that needs to be addressed. But as far as your question about having a baby in Ethiopia, they have babies in Ethiopia every single day. And
no, I know that, but she said with the doctor was saying that they have a high mortality rate there, et cetera, et cetera. Her defense was, it's because they have babies at home a lot. So they're just concerned about them having the proper medical treatment if something goes left. Do you think that she's going to end up going? Yeah, she's not going to have the option to have an epidural. So what do you think is going to happen with this?
I mean, I'm trying. I mean, I feel like an option is she could wait. She could, they can do like wait, have the baby, in the
In the
United
States.
States and then move. That's an option if she feels like she's not comfortable, going the other route. But I feel like there's a lot of tension with her family and a lot of issues that came up, like Linda said, at that dinner table that like made me uncomfortable, and that is going to be a huge issue for her if she, like, she's having a baby with him, and so they're connected forever, and there's going to be some tough conversations at that table if like her family is not accepting the relationship.
And you have to see the pattern that he's in, right? So he's already been married to an American really quickly, has a 2.5-year-old son, which is not that long ago. And now the ex is back in America and they're not on speaking terms. And boom, all of a sudden, you're now having another baby from another woman in America. And you guys don't really know anything about each other. So there's a pattern of behavior there that really needs to be addressed. Like this couple to me is red flags all over the place.
Yeah.
And
that
also
was
and also when it comes to her, she said it was about 3 months, right? And then she got pregnant, right? So it's like the 90-day on the 90-day. I just don't understand why you got I mean, I understand, but it's just crazy to me how he's had a past with him. I want to know what she looks like as well. Like maybe do they look similar? Like do they have similarities to themselves? And that's just like he just likes women of that type. I just think it's weird, that she knows this type of stuff and she's just like, it's normal. I don't really advocate a lot of the coming to women as a woman, the whole like, I'm going to come to you as a woman type thing. But I think she needs to do some private investigating or hire maybe David's private investigator since he doesn't need one. She should probably hire his or maybe Yolanda's and figure out how long were they married, who is she, and some more details, because it's not making too much sense. But I guess she has to go through with it because you already have the baby.
Yeah, I mean, it is like she's like pushing it under the rug, where she's like, "Oh, we're not going to worry about it until it's an issue," and like, but there's these patterns. And what happens if he goes and does something again? Like, it
is an issue. I mean, even thinking about culturally, she's like, my baby's going to be raised the way I want my baby to be raised. You haven't even had that conversation with the father of this child. Like, you guys have to have some. It's a mess as far as I'm concerned. It's a mess.
Yeah,
this is not a couple. It is not a couple that I see like I'm really rooting for. Like I just don't. I feel like there's a lot of conversations that have to happen so they can be on the same page.
Yeah, a lot of differences, religious differences, etc. Let's move on, you guys, to news and gossip. Linda, what tea do you have for us tonight? What 90 days tea do you have for us tonight?
I'm going to say this, I'll preface it this way. If you guys do not want to be spoiled on the very first episode, then you should just plug your ears, because I'm just going to go ahead and spoil a whole lot of stuff. So I'm going to start with Yazan. So there are already leaked screenshots that show that Yazan has been sending flirtatious messages to an unknown person. And it looks like the message says, "Hey girl, you're really sexy." And he includes various heart emojis along with the text message. Then allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly because I can't back this up, and the source from this, I'm not sure if they can back it up. There's even audio clips as well as a video message. And based on that, people are saying that he's already creeping on this relationship. And it looks like he's not hiding his identity, and people are, y'all are online sleuths. You guys find everything. So it's not 100% confirmed, but it looks like there's already trouble in paradise.
Oh man.
Yeah, guys, it's a lot.
Oof,
and then the pressure. Moving on to, I'm going to do Deavan and Jihoon. And again, guys, if you don't want to be spoiled, because I know they're a fan favorite, they're one of my favorites, but it looks like in present day, so I don't even know what day it is today because I'm in quarantine, but June
16th.
2020, they're no longer together. It looks like she's back in the U.S. We all knew that she was back since this whole COVID-19 and all of that stuff. She's still here. But it looks like, and I'm just going to go ahead and say that according to, because this is not my own digging, but according to Soap Dirt, their sources say the duo have completely split. And they're saying that Devan's actions are telling them that this is indeed true because we know she's back in America. And we know that Jihoon, and if we can pull that up, Jihoon has scrubbed his Instagram clean. And if you look at it, all you see on his Instagram is 4 pictures. And 3 of them are just, 2 are of him, 1 of is of a bike, and 1 of it is him and his baby. That's it. And they're saying that also because they've both been very quiet, and before, they were promoting their YouTube page and their travel stuff and all of that, but they've been kind of quiet, which is also confirming that they've probably split up. So what we're seeing now in this season is just we're a little bit behind. So sorry, guys. Sorry to spoil it for you.
That was a spoiler.
Oh my gosh,
Linda.
that was, but that's okay.
And I'm going to talk about Brittany a little bit. And again, I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't know why I do this, but it happens. Okay, so we know that Brittany is an influencer. She's a model. She's an actor. She's a rapper. She, guys, if you didn't know, has 2 OnlyFans accounts. So you already know that she's ahead of the curve because a lot of the 90 days were just jumping on the OnlyFans. She already also has, because of her influencer status, 320,000 Instagram followers, but she's getting dragged through the media that she bought, quote unquote, the followers. So she's kind of going back and forth with people on that. But she's saying that she shifted her brand and, quote, I took all my photos down and changed my name. I changed my brand. That's why I have 300,000+ followers and not a lot of likes or comments. If I post a booty picture, I'll have like 39,000 likes, but I don't want to. So she goes on to say that. Now, here we go, guys. So we talked about the storyline between Yazan and Brittany, and it just dropped like just before we aired on Starcasm that, how she said that she's keeping a secret and that she is married. Well, it looks like she's actually not married, and this is kind of just like a little bit of a wool over our eyes situation. So apparently she filed for divorce in September of last year, and her divorce was granted February of this year. And so she got a default judgment granted. There is a post-decree calendar, which means there's a motion to enforce something in the divorce by one of the parties. But if you look at the timeline and when she filmed, she was already divorced by the time she started filming the other way. So this might not really even be an issue. So yeah, guys, that is most of the news. Let me just pull up this to make sure I'm not forgetting anything else that I wanted to share with you guys. Oh, I did want to share some pictures. Oh, and I did want to talk about Armando. So there is more. I'm going to talk about the good stuff first. So Armando and Kenneth have kind of turned out to be some fan favorites already out the gate, and they've been posting a lot on social media. So one of the photos that I wanted to show was the black and white photo, and it's of all his kids and his grandkids, and he says, my heart and soul, my children, and my grandson, and he names them all. And I just think like what we said it reinforces that they're like a tight-knit family. The next photo he posts is really cute of his grandson with his big green eyes, which I just think is adorable. And then, just like Emily said, like, I can't believe that this guy is 57 years old, and we see him sitting on some stairs in a black shirt with sunglasses and just kicking it, and it really looks like he's in Mexico already.
Yeah.
And then
This is his retirement plan. He has his retirement plan set.
oh, for sure. And then here's how I know that things are good and that we know that they've been together for a while. There's a photo of Armando and Kenneth, Armando's daughter, and then Kenneth's daughter, and then another lady that I'm not sure of, but you can see that the family is blended, and you can see that they seem like, you know what, we're gonna be okay. Like, this is gonna be a good thing, and it looks real, you know, because if you got your families involved in it, then that's a great thing. So Armando posted something on his Instagram because I guess a lot of people have talked about the passing of his ex-wife, and I wanted to pull it up real quick, so bear with me. Okay, so it's long, but I'm going to read it to you. So, a message from Armando. He says, "This message is to clear up my daughter's mother's passing. I'm addressing this to clear up any confusion, as I did not want to go into specifics on the show, but now I find it necessary. My then wife and I had been separated for a few months before her passing for a number of reasons, one of which was anger issues she was working on. During our separation, we were working on rebuilding our friendship again. During the divorce proceedings and on the evening of her passing, a disagreement took place over finances, and I thought it would be best to leave the situation and return back to my home. After that, 15 to 20 minutes later, I was driving down the highway and I was shocked when I was suddenly struck from behind and then was hit again. As I continued down the highway, I then realized it was my ex-wife, and before I knew it, she lost control of her vehicle and passed away on the scene." As you
Oh
can
my God.
understand, this was a very tragic event in the life of my daughter and I, as we lost her and an unborn baby. This was a very difficult moment for everyone involved, myself, our family, our friends, and has been a long grieving process. And out of respect for my daughter's mother and her memory, I ask for your empathy and understanding on this personal tragedy. Thank you.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
That
Yeah, I'm glad he
I'm
didn't say all that
shocked.
on the show. I don't feel like that needed to be said on the
No,
show,
that's
but
so personal.
I respect him.
Yeah.
So, they're my. I really hope they do not deceive us.
I don't
Yeah.
think they are. And
I
then
really
They're so beautiful together.
they really are. And Armando already just seems like he's gone through so much.
I know.
And
He needs like some happiness.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was going to say. He deserves to be loved the way he wants to be loved. And on that note, I'll just say this. He also posted, "Completely humbled and amazed by all the love, kind words, and support I've received from all over the world these last few days. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. When Kenny and I decided to share our story, one of our wishes was to possibly change minds, to show that gay love is love. I'd particularly like to note a message I received that filled me with extreme joy. A very religious woman who had her thoughts set about homosexuals believed she would never accept it in her life, and after watching our episode, it opened her mind and heart. She expressed being compelled and feeling the need to reach out. With just one episode, she herself was surprised by the impact this made in her life and personal beliefs, and expressed all her love and support. This made my day." And so, guys, I do think that this couple is going to make it. They've posted a lot of pictures of them together. And so I just think it's going to be a good thing. And that is my news and gossip.
Oh my
All
gosh.
right. Thank you, Linda, for that tea. That was a lot of
That
tea.
was so beautiful
That was
and like
good
amazing.
at the, and
That was
especially
heavy.
at the end too, I just want to say this quick thing. I love how he shared how the woman had her mindset on, you know, what a specific group of people are like, and this is how she set on it, and she was able to open her mind and to realize that there's other, you know, people who are different than you, and it is okay. And I think that's a lesson a lot of people can even learn now in today's time too, especially with everything going on.
Okay. Agreed. Really quick, you guys, just some really quick predictions for next week. What do we think is going to happen? Emily, I'll go to you first.
Oh my goodness. Oh God, I don't even know where to start. There's so many couples and so much happening.
Pick one couple. Quick prediction.
Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Someone else go.
Okay, Sana.
I think that Jihoon is going, I really do think Jihoon is going to mess some more stuff up and have another wrench. I just think that Deavan is really going to lay it on him about his job.
Okay.
I think Jenny's gonna land in India, and she's gonna be in for a shock of her life. She's gonna go to the apartment and realize that Sumit has been lying about everything, and that the parents don't know that she's actually coming back for the third time.
Yeah, I agree. I think Jenny's gonna be in for another not so shocker. Like, oh, I was hoping this didn't happen, but it ended up happening. So I hope Sumit gets it together, but we shall see. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Before we go, I just want everybody to give their social media handles out. Linda, did you have something to add?
Yeah, can we do a quick shout out real quick?
Yes, let's shout everybody out in the live chat. Sanaa, do you want to shout out everybody? Or
yes. It's so many people. It's about 50 people, but just some of the people who've been really active is Ray Della Lewis, T. Jettis, Selwonk, Barb King. Yeah, Barb King. Let's see. Yeah, that's about all the people that's really been commenting in here.
Okay.
And Edith Moss too.
That's amazing.
Thank you guys all so much for hanging out with us as you do on all of our 90-day shows. Y'all keep the live chat popping and our comment section popping. We appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Give us a thumbs up on the video as well. We appreciate all of you. Before we go, everybody can give their social media handles. Sanaa, I'll start with you.
Yes, you guys can follow me on Instagram at IAM_SANA_ as well as on Twitter at IAM_Sanaa.
Emily.
Awesome. You can follow me on all social platforms at Emily May Heller.
Guys, you already know. lindaissogirly, all across social media. Hit me up. Thank you for the DMs. Thank you for the juicy tea. All that. Keep them coming. Yeah, we love you guys.
Yeah. You guys can find me on Instagram at Ms. Ashley Marie. You can find me on Twitter at AshleyMarie0422. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see y'all next week. And really quick, we have our news and gossip show tomorrow. Linda and I, our 90-day news weekly. So you can catch us there tomorrow at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.